Let's get to the election now. Tomorrow is the last day for in-person early voting in Virginia and West Virginia. Take a look at this line our Sky 9 chopper captured at a polling center in Fairfax County. All right, here's a look at the numbers so far. In Virginia, nearly 3 million ballots have been cast already. Maryland election officials say they have received 1.6 million ballots, and D.C. reports receiving more than 200,000 ballots. All right, so now compare that to the total number of votes in 2016. Nearly 4 million people voted in Virginia, nearly 3 million in Maryland, and 312,000 voted in D.C. So what does all that mean? All right, it means 68% of Virginia's entire turnout of 2016 has voted before Election Day this time around. In Maryland, 58% of the 2016 turnout has already voted, and in D.C., that number is 70%. Sky high and still climbing. Let's bring in Michael Bennett now, who's chair of the D.C. Board of Elections. Mr. Bennett, thanks for coming on with us tonight. Are you expecting to surpass voter turnout from 2016?
I am. I believe that this year voter turnout is going to exceed 2016. I think we may have only seen about half of what we may have coming in. So we are really excited and glad to have really the super vote centers for those persons that are interested in voting in person.
All right, so we've got three options for folks in D.C., right? They can send in their ballot or put it in a box. They can do early voting, or they can vote on Election Day. A lot of people like to wait till Election Day and get that Election Day experience. What's your advice to those folks? How do you want people to be voting this year?
My advice is please don't wait. Vote early. We have, in fact, this weekend is the ideal time to vote. The weather's going to be wonderful, nice and crisp. We've got 32 early vote centers. Six of those 32 centers are super vote centers. They are incredibly capable of being able to process people very, very, very quickly. At Nat Stadium, you'll get a chance to see the World Series trophy from 2019. At Capital One Arena, you'll have an opportunity to see all the memorabilia from the Caps and the Wizards and the Mystics. We've got a wonderful super vote center at Union Market. Dock 5, people are getting processed through really quickly. We would like to see people over the weekend come in droves and knock this 2016 record out of the water.
Yeah, make a nice little day of it if you can make it over to Nats Park. I want to talk to you about this
Absolutely.
as well. There are some differences across the country when states are receiving those mail-in ballots about how long they'll be counted after Election Day. There are a number of states that if you don't get that mail-in ballot in by Election Day, they're just not going to count it, right? It's 10 days in Wisconsin, 3 days in Pennsylvania, so it's different everywhere. How long will D.C. be counting mail-in ballots, assuming they're postmarked by Election Day?
As long as your ballot is postmarked by Election Day, by November 3rd, we will count your ballot as long as we receive it by November 13th. So we have actually 10 days. With regard to that as well, one of the things we want to make sure that voters know is that when they look online and see that their ballot is under review that they've sent in, it just means that we received it. So they shouldn't worry that they don't have to go and vote in person. We're in good shape, and if there's an issue with their ballot, we will certainly let them know.
All right, so the big takeaway here, vote early if you can over the weekend and possibly Monday to avoid any potential for long lines coming up on Election Day on Tuesday. Michael Bennett, chair of the D.C. Board of Elections, appreciate your time. Thanks for coming on with us tonight on the Q&A.
Thank you so much for having me. Vote early.
You bet.